Listen to this, bro. Everyone, and there's always, I see so many comments, but I've been agreed with it, bro. I already know this. Dogs is funnier than me, yeah? But I think in order to be like very successful on this YouTube thing or just on the entertainment industry, there's like loads of different facets you have. Like there's maybe, let's say, just an example, 6.
I've always said like, why is it that we all started at the same time, but bro's thing is 2 separate?
And people are different.
And another perfect example of that is Nico.
Good question, Philly. Why is he the golden boy and why are you not the golden boy? Today we're gonna find out.
I think it's like 30% laziness, 70% content with what I have already.
There you go.
It's just because man's just the content lazy you, and I'm kind of alright with what I got, and you get what I'm saying?
A lot of people believe, you know, you chase your passion, you chase your dreams. You make it far in life, but sometimes you don't make it far at all. And that's because passion can't be the only driving force to make you succeed. Chunkz had multiple facets, like he said earlier. And today we're going to discover them. First and foremost, you have to understand that a lot of content creators kill their careers for the following reasons. They're either lazy, they get complacent, or they get caught up in the lifestyle. So a lot of these guys now, they get their money. You know what I'm saying? Before they didn't have money, so they were broke. And when you're broke, there's a different level of hunger. Like imagine, let me give you guys a quick analogy, yeah? Let's say you're starving, you're hungry, and you haven't eaten, and someone gives you a loaf of bread. Are you not going to take the bread? Of course you are. Now you're hungry, you don't want bread, because you're used to that. You want more. You might want some wine, you might want some steak, and that's just how it goes. Lifestyle inflation, you know what I'm saying? You might have a Corsa before, but now you want the AMG. Do you know what I'm saying? So that happens to a lot of these guys. They burn out, they get complacent, and the lifestyle kills them. They lose their hunger. When you lose your hunger, guess what happens to you? Your stock crash. So imagine if your stock could be here when you're hungry. But as you get complacent, slowly and slowly, the fall off just happens. Very simple. But Chunkz, however, he's had a passion for YouTube for God knows how long. My question is, how does his passion translate from one type of content to another? Chunkz has done many different type of videos. He's worked with the Beta Squad, he's worked with the Sidemen, he's worked with Barclays. He's gone from being Big Shaq Sideman called Asney. Everyone knows about Asney. He's gone from Asney and he's does the shoe fit speed dating. These are 2 different types of content, but his passion for YouTube remains the core. But I don't think it's just his passion that got him to where he is today. Let's figure out where it is. How does Chunkz' passion translate to different variety of content? And how does he do this continuously at a high level? You know, sometimes in life, everyone thinks that once you make it in life, you're set. But when you actually make it is where the work begins, because he's been able to maintain his relevancy for years and years and years. He's linked footballers. Bro, he's done it all. He's linked Ronaldinho's, he's linked your Neuers, he's linked your Jurgen Klopp's, he's linked, bro. If someone said to you that Chunkz, 5 years ago, he was Asney, he's gonna do all that, you're gonna be like, rah, how's he gonna do that? But it's because he has something that you guys don't have, and his passion isn't his passion got him there, but there's other things included. Passion, one of them. So what I decided to do, because the passion wasn't adding up, there's more than the passion, there might be some fruit, you know what I'm saying? So what I decided to do is listen to many Chunkz podcasts. He's had a bag of interviews with a bag of man. I'm gonna get one too. I've been there as well. But I've listened to a lot of Chunkz interviews, and essentially I noticed he said one thing. But this one thing wasn't initially what I thought he was going to say. Have a listen.
I was good at school. I was good in school. So my parents were like, yeah, you're going to do maths. I think my dad like structured everyone's life almost.
Chunkz is a typical family member. 3 kids, 4 kids, 5 kids in the family. Youngest or oldest. That's probably one of you guys watching. You've been in these shoes, right? He worked a job just like the rest of us.
I told my mum, I had 3 older sisters and an older brother in it. And all 3 of my sisters went through uni, everything and all. Yeah.
He was like us. He was like me and he was like you. But he's gone from a college guy, not even college. He went to uni. You're probably in uni. You might have been watching Star in uni. And he's gone from and he dropped out of uni and he's now become an internet sensation.
Like when I now went uni and I clocked, I said, yo, this ain't
me, yeah.
Bro. Well, I used to wake up for lectures just staring at my ceiling for 45 minutes, generally.
Jarring.
I wouldn't even look at my phone. I was just like
thinking about life and that.
Angry, bro. Like, bro, I can't do this.
How many of you guys can relate to that feeling? Stuck in an office job, wake up, go to work, you're just mad tired. I've been there, man. You're on the train, you're thinking, why am I here? I've been there, man. Chunkz has been there as well. But he didn't let that stop him. How many of you guys are stuck in the office, wearing a suit, 9 to 5, rat race, you're on the train, going to the Northern Line, going to the Southern Eastern trains. I've been there, man. It's not nice. If you want to know what pain is, go to London Bridge at 9 AM and tell me what you see. It's a headache. It was a headache still. I can certainly relate to the circumstances that Chunkz has described, and so can you. So my question is, how do you think he got out? What did he do that broke him out of this trap that he was in? Because in the end, it is a trap, right? And we're all mice with men.
Yeah. So I'm there like, bro, I can't do this, you know. I don't care what my parents want me to do. I just got to do something I want to do. Do you know what I mean? So I just took the risk, fam. I'll be honest, like.
So you faced a lot of pressure though.
Oh my God, every day my mum and dad like, what's going on? What are you doing? Where's the bread? At least work. And then that's when I started to work. At least I was working full time at cinema, contributing towards bills, etc. But then I quit now as well. And I didn't want to tell my mum and dad I quit cinema because I was just so scared. I was like, I've just told them I quit uni, which I was scared to tell them. But I mean, so it was just so much going on. But I thought, nah, let me just go hard, bro.
Chunkz, like a lot of us, he used to live in his parents' world. He didn't understand that his parents' life is here and his life is here. He thought his life and his parents' life were together, but in actual fact, they're two separate entities. And many of us feel accustomed to this. You know, I recorded a video. It's probably going to be out this following week. So this video is going to be out on Monday. So by the Wednesday or the Friday, there's going to be a video asking strangers their thoughts on strict parents. And Chunkz was a victim of this. It's not his fault. It happens to the best of us. But it's about how you let your circumstance. It's not about how the circumstance affects you, but it's how you affect the circumstance. So if Chunkz let his parents decide how he lives forever and ever, he never would have been who he is today. He would just been a regular guy going to school just like you and me. But he decided to break out of that trap. How long are you going to be in the shadow of your parents? And when will you let your light shine? Chunkz came to that decision, and so can you. Chunkz, like many of us, let the opinions of others hold him back. He was like a spider trapped in a web of other people's thoughts and opinions. And what's crazy is in 100 years time, the opinions of all these people isn't going to matter because we're not going to be here. And that's the mindset you guys should take away from this. Listen to this next actually. Tell them what you think.
I've never done Somalis, especially from people like from the States and councils.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't money in it like that.
Of course,
you know, when I started, but I'm talking 2015, like it wasn't really a thing. Like I said, I always say I had no one to look up to in the scene. Man just kind of started, and I used to watch Poet Vuj and these man, and you know what I mean. That's kind of like that's the closest I could feel connected. But bear in mind, they're not East African. Yeah, so exactly. Like, so who? The person I used to look up to was Kanan and Mo Farah, bro. Right. Like one's a musician, one's an athlete. Like where am I meant to fit into this? You know what I mean? So it's kind of I just tried to set my own blueprint and take bits from other people what I saw and then try to do my own thing and see what happens. So it was a risk, bro.
What's crazy is at the time there was no role model for Chunkz. There was no blueprint. We have KSI, these guys have all these other dons, the Joe Wellers, you know what I'm saying? But there was no blueprint for the Somali community. So what did Chunkz do? Chunkz had a business mind and he recognized the gap in the market. And if you don't know what a gap in the market is, a gap in the market is an area that businesses don't currently serve where cluster demand is present. So imagine all the thousands and hundreds of Somali kids at home eating their rice and peas and whatever these men eat, you know what I'm saying? That's the only one I know. You man don't gun me, but I just heard, innit? You know what I'm saying? They man eat whatever they eat. They've got no one to relate to, and everyone knows that when you're growing up, you want to see your own kind on TV. So Chunkz recognized this and he was able to get what we call a first mover advantage. And a first mover advantage is essentially an advantage gained by a company that first introduces a product or service to the market. So what's interesting is that if Chunkz never applied his business acumen and he never took the risk and he let the opinions of others continue to hold him back like he did back in the days, there will be no Chunkz in Philly. There will just be Philly. There might be Darkest Man, but there'll definitely be no Chunkz. So you guys got to have a business acumen and you got to be able to take the risk or lose a chance, and he certainly took the chance. Chunkz showed his business acumen and displayed it in an interview when he said this.
Ashley thing, I started beef with some Canadian youth because at the time on YouTube there was a trend called diss tracks. Okay. Diss tracks were trending, and I really wanted to get myself involved in it because the views were mad. Everyone was pulling views. You could be any number. If you go and diss someone and it sounds half decent, you're getting views. I told Michael that I'm doing it. He goes, "Run that, I don't care." He was making He was too busy making M's with that. He didn't want to be involved in it.
Struck the iron hot, they say. He understood that if he didn't take this opportunity now, someone else would have. There would have been another Somali guy that's just as funny, because I kind of them enough. Any Mali guy that man bucks into, bro, they are funny guys, innit? So just know that his competition was very low at the start, but now the barrier to entry is way higher. There's a lot of funny guys out there, but because he was the first funny guy, he's always gonna be like here, like naturally, and that's just how life goes. When you come into the market early, you reap the rewards. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, think about it, like he said, there was no money in it, so he could have done this now, and it could have never went to plan, and he would just go back to his normal life, which is fine because he was young. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you're young, take that risk, whatever that risk is today. As long as it's legal, don't shop, don't bang F, but as long as it's legal, take that risk, man. Start that business, start that clothing line, and get to work, man. You get me? Chunkz recognized that the best thing in business is to be first place. You have to have a sense of urgency. And that's why he continued to upload week in and week out, because he understood that you have to strike down while it's hot. So whatever you're doing, guys, make sure you're working at it like your life depends on it. It's very important. The more podcasts I listened to, the more I realized Chunkz said these words again and again. These words were best and better.
Trying to be one of the best in the game. Bang out these videos with Beta Squad and become one of the biggest groups in the UK, on the world.
He wanted to make the best videos and he wanted to be the best YouTuber in the world. And this mindset is the foundation of a growth mindset, and it's what you need to go far in life. So my question to you guys is, what mindset do you have? Do you want to be the best, or do you want to be the richest? If you have a goal of just money, you're only going to get so far. That means you have a price. Chunkz doesn't have a price. He doesn't care about money. We'll get onto that shortly. Chunkz cares more about the process rather than the outcome. He's shown his dedication through this, filming at crazy hours.
We used to film these videos 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, stupid times.
Yeah.
Right?
It shows the type of hunger that he had. As time's gone on, he's realised the importance of his appearance, and he started to invest in his appearance, because believe it or not, when you walk into a room, right, everyone is looking at your shoes, they're looking at your teeth, they're looking at the way you walk, they look at everything. So what he's done is he's decided to change up his appearance. Listen to this next.
Obviously I've always had the securities, but I kind of brushed it aside. But when I realized now it was affecting my image in terms of liking myself, I said, yeah, I really need to change. June 16th, 2020, I was 145 kilograms. September 1st, 2021, I was 99 kilograms. Hard work, bro. We literally, I didn't do no tablets. And people asking me, did you put a gastric band? None of that. It was all legit, just working hard 6 days a week, eating clean, sleeping well.
He was able to build a habit, and this habit over a long period of time built a routine, and this routine became a lifestyle. This sort of mentality is what you need to meet your goals. Chunkz displayed it, and so can you. His workout routine displayed hard work, resilience and dedication, and showed to the world that you can do anything if you put your mind to it. Towards the scornful, he is scornful, but to the humble, he gives favor. Proverbs 3 verse 4. Scornful is a word used to insult someone or be disrespectful. As mentioned in Proverbs above, God favors the humble, and Chunkz certainly demonstrated his humility when he said this.
Because I don't measure success in money or fame. Because at the end of the day,
material.
without being morbid, but we're all gonna end up in like in the graves, innit?
Yeah.
So it's a thing where like, man, and I'm gonna be buried next to our next brother. No matter how caked I was or how broke he was, we have the same equipment, my brother.
Same,
One little
100%.
cloth in a little box, and we get judged.
Facts.
So why am I not gonna act up? Because that's when real life starts.
I don't know. It's just, I think we're in our own little bubble kind of thing. Because I think none of us actually sat back and deeped what we're accomplishing right now. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if you do that, you might like lose track of it, and you might like gain an ego from nowhere. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, I've done suckery, that's sick. Like, what's next kind of thing? Like, I just keep moving. I don't want to stay on something of, man actually did that and then start deep, and then all of a sudden now I'm not messaging my G's them and I'm acting up. I never want to do that, bro. Do you know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Like, we're all human. That's what people tend to forget. Fair enough, we're accomplishing incredible things. Alhamdulillah, I'm thankful for that. But I mean, we're all humans at the end of the day, bro. Like, everyone's got their buzz. Let's just ride it right now and see what happens. You know what I mean?
What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? If you're starting a business solely for the purpose of earning money, you need to have a look in the mirror, mate. You can't just do it for the bag. There has to be a deeper meaning inside of you. Chunkz understood this, and so can you. Your attitude determines your altitude. Believe it or not, guys, the attitude you have in life determines how far you're gonna go. Say you work a 9 to 5, right? Which most of you do. But you have a passion which is outside of 9 to 5. How else are you gonna fund your passion if you don't have a 9 to 5? So the 9 to 5 now becomes your passion. And if you look at it that way, you're gonna be on time to work, you're gonna be motivated. So whatever situation you're in, use it and charge it to the game. So if you now realize that, cool, let's say you work in a factory, right? Or you work in retail, you work in JD, but you want to do reselling. So you now, JD is part of your reselling. The skills you use in reselling, you use it in your business. Talking to customers, customer service, liaising with the security, liaising with the consumers, with the products, with the retailers. It's all connected. So the skills you learn from one area in life, you can connect it to another. Do you know what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about it. I'm saying this stuff because I want you guys to realize that whatever situation you're in life, you can use it to your advantage if you think that way. A lot of the times, our perspective is skewed to one way. And if your perspective is here and you're meant to be here, you're just already on the wrong path. But if you can slowly change direction, you're not going to get there overnight, but slowly and surely you'll get to your destination. I'm a firm believer of the situation that you're in today, it will humble you, and Chunkz is very, very humble, and I want to really say that if he wasn't as humble as he is, he definitely would not be in the rooms that he is in today. And he really confirmed this when he said this.
Being like rapport savvy, so being able to build relationships with people, talking to people.
No,
that's a whole nother.
You lot write this shit
No, but like
down.
genuinely, like
No,
you
he's
know what I mean?
dropping gems.
I'll be honest with you, you could be as good as you want. I've seen some big people get dropped just because of how they are. I can't work with my man, he's too annoying.
He understands the importance of relationships with people is what gets you through the door. Your talent can get you through the door, but the way you conduct yourself and the way you behave around other people and the relationships and the network you build is what keeps you in the door. A good book for you guys to read is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great book. Very, very influential, and it's important for you guys to read it, because you got to think about it. What's the point of being the best that we can do, but because of your attitude, people don't want to work with you? Think about the amount of footballers there are that their careers went down the drain because of how they conduct themselves. They're just not likable, and believe it or not, the funniest guys and the best CEOs, they're all nice people. So be nice today, guys, and it'll be very nice for you guys to subscribe because we've hit the end of the video. Peace.